Today we're buying a nutrient film technique table from eBay.
Hydroponic, yeah.
So nutrient film technique is a type of hydroponic system that's used commercially for things like tomatoes and cucumbers, as well as vegetables and lettuces and things like that. It's essentially these plastic channels which allow for hydroponic nutrients to flow through them and drain away at the end. The plants will grow roots down this system, as you'll see later on. So here's what the nutrient film technique system looks like from the inside. As you can see, it's especially designed almost like a gutter with a bit of a lid, as well as some specialized end caps. Now, these are a commercial system, so when you buy these in quantity, they get pretty cheap, but we're not doing that today. We're just buying a system off eBay. Putting the system together was super easy, as you can see in this video. I did end up using some PVC cement for some of the end caps just because there was a bit of water dripping around them. Anyway, it means I'll probably never get this thing undone, but hey, doesn't matter. For now, I don't have any leaks, which is very nice. So the system came with 4 1-meter lengths of nutrient film technique tubing, plus the end caps, plus the caps on the other side. It also came with this return PVC, as well as this little splitter that goes from 6mm poly to 4mm poly. And you can see in here, all this was pre-drilled with the end caps, so you just poked these through. And what happens is the pump pumps the hydroponic nutrient solution up, it runs down the NFT, and returns back to the reservoir. It also came with this little pump, but I found pretty quickly it was inadequate for what I wanted to do, so I upgraded it to a different one. The reservoir was not included, but I've just gone out and got myself a black tub and done a bit of drilling to set it up how I wanted it. Inside the tub, we've got the flow valve, which is connected to the main reservoir. We've got the pump underwater here, as well as a little system I've designed so that I can throttle how fast the water is being pumped up. I realized in post-production that was a bit of a cliffhanger. So all this little tap system does is allow you to throttle the pump. The pump already has a throttle, but I always put these on anyway. All it's doing is basically pumping around in a circle. So if I want the pump to pump more nutrients to the NFT table, I can turn the tap down a bit. At the moment though, it's simply pumping around and around in a circle within the tank. And then we've also got the pump out to the hydroponic nutrients going to the plants, and then the return valve, just a little paint strainer here to keep any debris from flowing back into the system. Now you may have noticed that water was looking a bit of green, so I've also put a little outlet here. This is a 13mm outlet so that I can drain this tub as I need, just turning this tap on here, and I can drain it out, quickly refill it if it does get a bit of algae in there, or the pH or EC goes a bit haywire. And the pump is just connected to this little timer system, so it just switches on and off automatically during the day and overnight. I also added this bit of PVC pipe just as a return back to my reservoir, the little reservoir here. Now, in terms of hydroponic nutrients, mine is obviously plugged into my big 500-litre reservoir. You don't have to do anything that advanced though. You could just use something as simple as this hydroponic nutrients from our local hardware store. All you need to do is follow the instructions on the back to dissolve some of part A and some of part B into how big your little reservoir is. Say this little reservoir here is 30 litres. You'd simply adjust these instructions to dissolve this into 30 litres of water. It's that simple. So let me take you through some of the pros and cons that I found using this simple eBay salad table. Firstly, the price. It's pretty cheap, and I think for what you get, it's actually not that bad. Now, the pump didn't really work. It's a bit underpowered. I did have to put my own pump in, which did put the price up a little bit. The cup nets are a little bit too close together for my liking. So I would have preferred to be able to drill my home, but I've made do by simply filling in every other hole with maybe a bit of a glove or something just to stop some algae growth. But in the pro side, this thing has been an absolute producer. It is producing so many cucumbers. When I had some Asian greens in here, I had some bok choy in here, and it just pumped them out. It was just going gangbusters. So I would really recommend this as something to consider. It's also super versatile. I've changed out the different crops already during this growing season. I've had bok choy, I've now got some capsicums and some chilies, as well as some climbing beans. Up the back, we've now got tomatoes with the cucumbers, the ever producing cucumber plants. More recently, it has sprung a couple of little leaks. I just think that's because there's so many roots in there. I'll probably just give them a bit of a clean out. No problem, really. I think it's a great first little system, honestly. If you just want to have a dabble with hydroponics, I don't think you can go too far wrong. It's not passive. Passive's my favorite. I've got videos on the ultimate crack key, and I'm going to be making videos soon on the auto pot system, which I have absolutely fallen in love with. So make sure you hit like and subscribe so you see that video when it comes out. Hey, that's all for now. I'll catch you next time.